This video is sponsored by you in our channel in the description. Sakiko and the Lesbians are our newest set of operators. The 5 stars are not worth to build basically ever. Watch this video for more details, but basically they are mediocre if not terrible units on their own, and the synergy with Sakiko is entirely redundant. Everything they offer Sakiko she can already do on her own as a standalone unit. This synergy in effect never matters outside of really optimized gameplay. The only one that makes it out is Yahata, as easily the best companion for Sakiko in general gameplay. Even then, though, I'm not super certain you should build her. Sakiko herself is arguably the best and most comfortable lane holder in the game, finally putting Thorns into retirement after 5 years. Sakiko is an offensive recovery unit that continuously attacks, meaning in practice she's actually an auto-recovery unit but slightly better, since her SP generation now synergizes with attack speed buffs Chen 1 and Archetto. She has a fever mechanic, indicated by the musical note. Once filled, the next skill activation will be buffed. All band members activate their skills at once, it doesn't consume SP to do so, and she is immortal for the duration if you are using Sakiko skill 3. Activating a skill with fever mode charged will not activate that skill, but actually initiate fever mode. Sakiko generates fever by dealing damage to enemies, which is very convenient since the musical notes she spams out are actually smart hit-seeking missiles that seek out enemies outside of her range based on which are weakest to them, and pierce as well on skill 2. Based on the amount of nodes on the field, Sakiko ignores enemy stats as well, up to 30% defense and 20% resistance. Sakiko can also use the other band members as range extensions, though since she has sheer heart attack in her kit, this is not all that worthwhile to do in most stages. Skill 1 is her Yahata skill. Every he attacks she can send out a bunch of nodes, which also activates Yahata skill 1. This skill is manual, but activates automatically once charges are full. Fever activates this skill continuously. Skill 2 is most likely what you're gonna use the most. This is her AFK lane holding skill. On deployment she is in piano mode, she gets more attack, knows to travel fast, pierce enemies and deal physical damage. By activating the skill you switch to organ mode, which buffs her attack speed, knows to travel slow and don't pierce but deal arts damage. Fever mode spawns more nodes. You basically always want to be in piano mode unless the enemy has ridiculous defense stats. Skill 3 is her big DPS skill. She expands her range and uses both piano and organ mode at once. This is where the smart targeting comes in. Piano nodes will target the enemies with the lowest defense, organ nodes will target enemies with the lowest resistance. Fever mode also makes everyone immortal. Don't get me wrong, this is a very good skill, but for DPS and boss killing there is simply better options. Though if you don't have those better options, then yeah, this is an incredible skill. In IS, Sakiko's best companion is not any of the band members, but actually Archetto. In conclusion, Sakiko is a great DPS and the best lane holder in the game, while being fully AFK on skill 1 and 2, save for activating fever mode. Here's the members I love usual thanks to Lizard King, Sente Dozen, Bard 2D2X, Diamond Dog, Demotic, Camilo Vuchadel, Yomine Spasmort, Zoramar's Link, The Long Chef, Jinjin Tuna, Vinko Ching, Iliol, Evin Chad, Canon Box, Framne, The Lord of Magic, URL Killer, Divius, Kino, Mom Ninja, Polo T, QX, Monotumi, Salerder, Raptor, 1K, Never Far Off, Defini, Snupo, Kevin Mufare, Antonio 3, Sebistum, Sankenshi, Chromala-chan, 5QTZK, Proto Cibo, Cinus, Kechi, Selfer 7, Maxio Sess, Canon Here, L'Almendra, Pansin Pepper, Sajun Cunio, Yuvune, King of Harems, and that guy with 2 names. That's all, Masho Gummy, bye.